Esaha zikira 5 ezanye cyakara wanaye kuuliriza BBS Fama. Don't know when I'm coming back. I'll be gone for a little while, but I will keep myself for me and you. I'll be back for you. I don't know what the future brings, but I want you to be with me. I could hold my embrace and make you wait for me, 'cause I'll come back for you. You hold my hand. Omulimi mulungi ninyo Joshua Mumuza zekanisa kandi omwanyuzi wa program Omulimi Omugezi buli kyamukaaga kuruga saa 5 kufikira kimusawa mukaaga zenyikyakara munteekaniza eno tuwamu n'amahuura agabya obusobozi n'okwegesebwa bw'endima ennungi n'okworora n'okwetundira entaaya yaitu ebijiro
akataka kasikanta kajjemu jojo akateekamu mukyalo mukyakabiri twaika okusomozebwa na kansu kuga ntandika kulaninga katara kansu tekai karuga gonza kilo kimu mistake yaliyo nti ngo akatabo katamata kazi no process ya government egenda mpora pass resolution here to town clerk anagiteka mu executive ya minister then wageta mu council then resolution eba rabizi mu council that's where now bagamba kanse karabyaho it sends that resolution back to the senior center clerk division kanse karabyaho now we want you to go and implement at your taxi
hati hano challenge ebera kyakugamba
Ekimuliza wange otafuera enteekaniza eno buli kyamukaaga hamu na nyowe Joshua Mukumuza Omulimi Omugezi n'okimanya amagezi kuwuliriza puroguramu eno apapasa kuwuliriza amawulire g'ebyobusuubuzi agakozesa mu wiiki eno mu puroguramu Omulimi Omugezi. Omuliza mulungi hanyakuli hakena mwana akatonyeza abiri ensoro yenkura kunyarogesere BBS FM the fountain of development kandi the heart of Masindi town kijungu Masindi niho tuli bobale kuba uli hamnaite na tutandikire gesa 11 kwikana kaireka hati mu program besire Omulimi Omugezi buli kyamukaaga tutandika saa 5 mpaka saa mukaaga ntumara twandaika ziri 5 ezakaraba asaha 5 za nyenkyakara nkaro zange kuanza kutangira kandi nkumanyisa nti iwa nyakwina smartphone genda ha Google Play Store oba Chrome o texting ekigambo BBS Masindi gende hala YouTube so kono funa acha videos zaitu zona okwenda kuwatchinga this program live yibo kwika YouTube channel yetu ja kuona subscribinga you like and share these programs to your other groups za WhatsApp over hand hona basharing the link with us BBS FM ekutangira kandi mu program ibesere Omulimi Omugezi kugana tutandikirege mu program ekyoto nakaireka hati bono ja kuona bisangayo buli ntekanza yo kwenda the first videos ziriyo kujja kuona typinga just Omulimi Omugezi is the program to dial mu YouTube channel yawe osobole kuba no watching live kuri abagenzi baitu abano Kabalega Kabalega run on 7th October. Government come and celebrate the 100 years of Omukama Kabalega legacy in Hoima. Government buy yourself a running kit at only ceilings 20,000. Osobole kwame ofunaka kito. Could also be part of this kubano jaguza hamu na Omukama bwa Kabalega obabu abunyoro hano. Osobole kwame ba part of this, and all money collected will be put in the Bunyoro Education Foundation to support the needy children within the region. Nuko kugamba tugenda ogule harika kit okusagura ka jacket okusagura ka t-shirt okusagura ekijwaro kyona asilingi mitwaro 2 jukabire musanju ku 10 bajja kwani bajaguza ekire ekikwani tuyamba abaana bamunuka hano abaana kituyamba abaana bakuru abalemera okusoma muno abatayina abazaire baabo ogende hali osobole kwano yamba abaana mulingo nkobo gituna hano. Reverend Robert and Doreen Kawa of Rehoboth Christian Fellowship Church, together with the Masindi Pastors Fellowship, presents you a Rewired Women Conference scheduled to take place on 18th to 20th of September 2023. And the conference shall be starting at 8 daily. Then don't miss ministers from USA and led by Martha Amna Dobson okubani batutebeza ekigambo kya Mukama Ruhanga Masindi osobole kuba noyiwaho emizimu yesonkulu bundi yabantu bakulekeeroho osobole kuba nosumululwa agenda hajuna bahereza abamu bakuluga Masindi Kampala Hoima asobole kuba nibakuha omugisa mukirekyo kinere jja kuba nimpinguraho kumenya kiro kya leero tuinamo abagenyi mu studios kandi kirikiri kyembaganiza muno sosoro ya nkurakurana namba nyinaho list erindaira muno okuba ninkutubisingira bana abalimi kandi abasomesa baziri mu program Omulimi Omugezi kandi nyendime nyingi muno nyendime nyingi nyinamu hano lero tujageza tubaze ha orunyoro tumixinga orucholi tumixinga orukakwa madi tumixinga oruswahili from Kenya. I think ntasolezeo can't corner. Let me take this opportunity to welcome my guest today in this program the 16th of September 2023. The program is known as Omulimi Omugezi, a wise farmer. That's the meaning, a wise farmer. And this time, let me take this opportunity just to give you an opportunity also to introduce yourselves to our listener who is outside there listening to this mighty program. I don't know where should I start. Ken. There is a man Ken, so we can introducing abantu omuntu asobola kunyugwana manya Ken unyina tugire kaha and entanda yatuletere kiro kya leero.
Tyo muno moderator n'abawuliza baitu banyakula leero bali minyakeitu amabara naira kamba Sam Kasangaki program Ken kandi obu ninkola nkomulimisa kyaleero twizire n'entanda y'amaani muno itubaleeteire omulingo tiimu eri y'amaani nsaba balimi boona mbere inywena mbere mukali nsembera ina radio zanyu tusobole okwega kandi tugoboole mu byonna bitukola.
That has been some tinkula bwana sakwa kuhindura olulimi olu n'abandi bakakwetegereza abatwina mu studio za kiro kya leero etimu yolesere.
Okay. In English?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, our dear listeners, for tuning in. Today we have a very big team, a team of experts with diverse knowledge in agriculture and everything that has something to do with agri.
Okay.
So I request of you to just stay tuned and very close to your radios, not to miss out, and in order to benefit from whatever they have brought for us.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam, for that brief introduction of yourself and your fellow colleagues. Kangende muno mwisiki, tuna muno mwisiki, mbasajja bana akiri wakatano ali mwisiki ndeni omukaga nenyuwo musigazi. Kuruga hana seko sidi seweko introducinga ala abantu muliza sotwana manya oti entanda etuletere nawe kiri kyaliro kwa abantu okwe tubyale oba tutabyara.
Amabara naira kandi nyasharifa kenugisa program na Seko Seed Company. Sendere muno Bunyoro Broadcasting Services okumpa omugisa kuno.
Okay.
Kujja kwegesa abali mu myaka yaitu emiringo kwawukana n'embeera y'obwirengere kuhinduka. So musaba nnyo namusembera hari na radio tusobole kuwuliza entanda litwaletere ekya leero kino n'ebitujja abasomesa bimujja kugoberera.
It's okay. Sherifa kubona notugambe nkikulira muliza mulungi airtime okusako no gitikaniza kubona computer chukwitaga. I have team of experts bonka cream inkuletire kuruga from the other side central nyinakuna mu northern nabonde sere anna hano Masindi nali tuli tujja kuba ntuchenchero kimkangene mu hantandikire which side should I start? Which side? Ole.
What language should I use?
The home language.
My home language. Okay. So ameta kwa nkar man before kunjo mutu in program anyway. An Kenya kilwani upio David ati seed company mama kilwani Stakayas wa dealing ki pod format.
Stakayas ni company no kwena.
Stakayas the company ma based South Africa, but right now I take office wa Uganda, the 6th Street Industrial Area.
Okay. Ata mimi ya kwitu South Africa bino kandi Uganda.
Na ikuno.
Okay. Ango mabema ikele yub matine.
Aje mabema wakelo varieties wa manyan matichuk. Matiki cabbage makilwoni kilimo. Maperi poro kate speed but very madonna da. Rain and piarabero beach.
Okay. Let me also tune to my man. You know, this little Madi. Yes, I have one of my hobbies. The other side of Moyo. It's called Richie Dominic. Hey.
Wow.
What does that name mean? Richie.
That name has a horrible meaning. It means somebody who is always suffering.
Hey.
A hustler.
He's a hustler.
Yeah, that's a senior hustler.
You're scaring me.
Someone who struggles a lot.
Okay, you invite them to attend and also get tuned.
Okay, that's good. Anzoposi, Nyangwele di America, Readi Mangwe Rusi, Apikwe Manuele, Kiamvubang, Bumadia, Kamwe Matimbazi, made with the Lemo Apiviva Limited Retro. Manzo Anyoposi, Anyandro, DBS, Midrita Olympia, Rob, to where in Ericasi.
Okay. I'm interested in that. I didn't pick anything, but at least.
Seriously.
Anyway, we are here to balance in all language. At least when the others speak the other language of his, I can pick, or now he speaks, I also pick, I understand, and then only this man, I think, Kiswahili is, it is the neutral language. But it's the way to go for today.
Okay. Asante sana wasikilizaji, mimi naitwa William Kimeto kutokea kampuni ya mbegu, wasambazaji wa mbegu inaitwa Stakayas. Tunashukuru sana BBS Radio kwa kutukaribisha hapa. Tumekuja hapa kuwajulisha mambo ya kilimo, aswa kilimo biashara. Naomba sana nyinyi wasikilizaji muje karibu na radio, tuje tubadilishane mawaidha kidogo.
Okay. Yeah. I think team Nyege, but I think today it's like I have the right person who speaks the other fluent Kiswahili. Because there are some guys where they always deceive me with some Kiswahili. I find they are mixing this language inside. So okay. I think in Tanikirevano, where should I start to introduce the topic of today? And we are talking about climate change. For a while we've been experiencing different types of climate. Of the past, we knew that by at least August we'll be receiving rain. At least August, July, July would be receiving rain, but maybe at this time would be weeding. But again, for this time when we are seeing, we are still slashing, others are planting. Those who planted early, again they are replowing what they planted. So what could be the right position for we farmers who are struggling? What is the stand of the climate these days? What should we do?
Thank you very much, Joshua. Let me say that climate change is a reality and it's real, it's here with us. We need to just find a way of mitigating the effects of climate change. And my encouragement to farmers at the moment would be to put in place the mechanisms that are going to help in reducing the effects of droughts. And we in Kenya now, we have a strategic plan of planting 15 billion trees by the year 2040.
15 billion.
Yes, so I also encourage the farmers listening to us today. I think one of the mitigation mechanism would be to actually plant trees. Because trees help us in purifying the air. It takes in carbon dioxide and then it gives us oxygen. And then also it helps in this evapotranspiration, also helps in creating the clouds, and rains will be able to be with us every other time. From the company perspective, we as Takayas, we are also alive to the fact that climate change is here with us. And we have from our research department, we've been working tirelessly towards developing varieties that are able to resist drought conditions. We are now coming up with varieties that are able to also resist diseases in the event of heavy rain conditions. We have varieties that are also able to produce, give you yield at least, even when the conditions are really adverse. Our company, Stack Ayers, is based in South Africa. It's headquartered in Johannesburg, and we have our research farm there. We also have our labs, and our lab is ISTA accredited. Then we have an office operating in Nairobi that was able to give birth to another office that now we have in Kampala.
Do you only produce seeds, or?
We produce vegetable seeds, and at the moment, as Takayas, we are also having we are training a team, local staff here. We have a team of 6 technical staff who are positioned in different areas. They are able to go and offer training and guide farmers on how to produce best from growing Takayas products. So today, I think we'll be able to present some of the products that we feel are very, we can say they are climate smart, because they are able to produce under adverse conditions. Yes.
Okay. Nilikuwa nadhani naweza kuzungumza kwa ile lugha ya Kiswahili, lakini sasa
nitakuwa nachanganya,
okay.
Lakini hiyo ilikuwa tu introduction.
Okay.
Okay.
I think let me go straight to our lady. Hey, this is another company, I think.
Yes.
Yes, it's another company. Also, you unveil some of the products, because ebicho ulibanda gamba tubyale tutabyala embibo tufune mulingo ki naseko ke uzirike chulere. Tell us about naseko.
Okay, abahuriza baitu once again Mabara Sharifa Kemugisa akuruga mu company ya Naseko Seed Company eba producing ebicholi Bazooka, Longeton, DT Max 51, tuinayo Sazin, tuinayo 2 more varieties, that is Tabo and Swift. Sazin, I'm already promoting that Tabo by doing demonstration gardens. Naba farmers right abama bagifuniro, they are testifying. So according to the topic ya lero, yeah, it's about the climate changes. Ekyo kyo kiroho tujja kihindura abo kuba kikuletebwaho okangambe kyo kiroho tutune engeri tusakolera bate tusakolera kyo ku implementing methods ezikusa kutangira the weather conditions obutasisa ebirima byaitu. Methods ezimu promoting tuinaho mulching, tuinaho kozesa cover cropping na kozesa Benson method. Mulching abamukimanya babyala ennyanya mukumanya what I'm talking about. Niko kusweka itaka nebinyansi ebyomere atale ebibisi, cause ebibisi we discourage them because nibusobola kumera kandi busobola kuhabaringa obuko obusobola kuba nibuli ebimera byaitu. So mulching okusobola kukozesa n'okozesa ebinyansi ebyomere n'osweka itaka ekyo kuba nikusangira amaizi mu itaka butomamu. In case n'omusana bukuba gwakire muno itaka nilisigala nisobola kusupporting ekimera kukula kulungi.
Okay. I think kamanze nkolo ensimbi nkolo at least a little bit short commercial break. We shall be back. As you prepare to tell us climate change in
Yeah, what did you say? What did you say?
we shall keep on mixing.
You still need Swahili.
I need it because these farmers are funny.
Is
They
a
say
product of Rainy Industries Limited, available in all pharmacies and drug shops countrywide. For any kind of pain, use Pain-X Extra Strength, unsuitable for children under 12 years. If pain persists, seek medical advice.
oh
nkwenda akantu kano nkalibe mulagaije n'ogwali njako bankamasire omugongo iwe okyalimise enfuka mu kyasa kedi
niko twikara mu tuti misengaro era osangira amusiri
nyizira okugambira amakulu amalungi ngwate obujune obukulimisa enfuka ate buhoireho akasente akatoito muno nibakulimira omusiri gwona ogwokaine okutalagana ekemu eka 5 10 eka 10 oba eka 2 n'ogenda mu maiso
hati tractor ezo tukozesanga kaha
umura iwakwenda kulima ground services gende kutema matindike Halloween okukuba kabara rigi tema nkeraniza ebikaijo kandi hamwe n'okujuma ebikaijo n'ebintu ebindi byona ebikwatagana n'okulima kama kukulima okubyala ebihimba ebicoori omuceeri ebinyobwa bona nibakulimira baterera simu zino 0772 40 18 olundi 0772 72 89 4 tractor ezo zona zikusangwa mu Masindi ziteirenda hansi nizichura hara antwara kundimisa okumanya bikiraho ija BBSFM radio obukinge bagambira kiki kikwetagisa olundi baterera simu zino 0772 40 18 olundi 0772 72 89 ebyo okulimisa engalo maani ga kifuba bihoireho ruwata n'omulembe akasente akataito oba n'okozesa tractors ezikulima hona oli Masindi oyima kiryando hona nitwikayo Rwani Boxing Club nga bali wamu ne Kabalega Resort Limited bakutuusaako Masindi Mayhem Night of Knockout omusiri gw'ebikonde weyamulabyako owulira kyagonyimirwa abasajja 30 abafa ebikonde olututekubenga twegatuwako Kabalega Resort Band ng'enagenda kukubira lukuba live ku stage n'abayimbi ab'enjawulo bangi Kabalega Resort Masindi kaketumuca tunyumirwa ebikonde ng'obirabako live kusande nga 8 okitopa ebikonde biritandika 7 mpaka 5 sekiro emitwalo 2 ate enyumeza y'abantu 6 n'ebyokunywa y'emitwalo 5 iwagidwa Elcom TV Kafumilano ne Uganda Boxing Federation kati wabagala okubukinga kuba ku simu zino 0776 05 oba 0703 oba 0776 BBS, the People's Radio.
Oyesindide muleza omulungi akali hamulaire mutekaniza abagesere omulimi Omigezi antukagenda maise timu yenyina eri nkotoho akiru kyalero kandi endimi ziri nyingi ezijja kuba ntukozesa akiru kyalero kandi handlinga embeera y'obwire ekirimu akiki tusemere ko bantu kozesa abundi ntwegogomera mu kiru kyale mu season eno kokura nti wetukura like ito mu bunyoro we used to know that to one seasons ibiri in a year. When we hear like when you are growing beans, we have like 3 seasons, but this time around we only have 2. And the rainy season we cry. The second one we are like doubting candidate and kirwire genzere, and by now we'll be weeding abandi but and care no harvesting in the second season. Like eventually we are now even eating raw maize, fresh maize actually, the roasted maize on the street. At current maybe irrigation scheme how it is coming, maybe we may adopt by that current guarantee the only season is between a bit okuwa in irrigation you can at least grow even dry season you talk for you can't be disturbed by the weather climate change behavior and right now twetaga omugenzi wange umuchori, at least you should do wrap. You should mix this thing. How do we call climate change in the other Luo language? Alur, Lango, actually, yes.
So once again, namita kwa nkara mi for BBS mili wanka ni. Kemeta for wundu fu weng mutika winyi program ni. Ki alaga mi ping matika timete ni yulo mi Uganda ni long. One machado company ma yubukuri. Wakati ki varieties ma ka ini furo keribeti ka kot na da. Olu to wang me kwanya gi mo. Reason being ni you know where olu to wang e kwanya gi mo ni. And variety an mo wakati ke ni peri poro. Mo tiki variety paka bait mo makilwoni kilimo F1. Maka bait kilimo F1 ne ka ini pero mainly podek weng na sari bait reach a bit maroma dek. But kilimo ka inde kwanya gi na sari bait ter poro mandir. Ka bait kilimo peri poro. Either kiri kwa tichwe matek nyo cheng liat. Kilimo ter ni piara bero e bichi. Durung ini kwanya ki poro. Mwan machao stakas gino wakati ka bait makilwoni kilimo ni. Piano neno aloga pink kita time kere. Kita climate tika lock kere. Cotton bear ke season money chan cotton bear manok. But ka bait machalo kilimo ker ku no kot pidwe maroma chele ken. Ker ki ngo fudwang me kwany. Pian peri poro.
Okay, cabbage make kilimo pectinate ni weight pa kilimo.
Cabbage kilimo ka ini miyo mo cham romarada. Because kita ini miyo kere mo cham kita miyo fertilizer kere. En kita don ber kere. Ke miyo mo cham romarada. Bu beri the kilos angwen to kila bechel ne gwa mo berada. And gina chel manak be ke kilimo. Kilimo ye chule beru ma pek ma berada. Kidong Mario kita ye chule ber ma pek ri kitop. So kadong ri kitop ira mo transporting a long distance. Mono football bale iri.
Okay. Then pitne ki poro distance measurement like.
Pitne ki poro large kine beru piara bichel mi aki line a chel mi chere line a chel mi aki kumka beja chel mi chere kumka beja chel de beru piara bichel. Kidong gina chel be ma bek ka beje oni. La kore wange pat bika bej money. Tuo me kelwone black roti. Mang bika bej wange o nung mweje tera da dani. Ka bej oni pe ke pero oni. En kanyo oni.
Okay. Atamene log do e lemon mo manok ki.
Lemon mo no manok. Anu ngo maber ka log na. So earlier on I've been talking about cabbage kilimo. I've been saying due to the climate change, we as Takayas, we have come out with a new variety of cabbage called Kilimo F1. The reason why we came out with that variety, we have been seeing how the climate has been changing. So we brought in a cabbage that is a fast maturing cabbage. Whether during the rainy season or the dry season, it will not take long in the garden. The period takes only 70 to 75 days, it will be ready. And that cabbage grows big. It weighs from 4 to 6 kilos under good management, provided you give all the necessary nutrients. And it can be transported in a long distance, and it takes long to begin to start rotting. It's a good variety, and it's very resistant to the disease called black rot.
Yeah, you say that it is resistant in any kind of the weather, like drought, maybe in dry season. It's a bit scary. Maybe if you're to say like that, and then I plant in a dry season and I have no water pump to keep on watering this. What is it? Can it bear with the situation that you see?
It will bear, but provided you should at least you should be giving some water.
Okay.
Because although it's a fast maturing, for its growth, water is required. Even you yourself, you need water. You need to be okay. So even cabbage is like that. You need to feed it, you need to give it water. Yeah.
Now, transplanting from nursery bed to the main garden, measurements.
Measurement, mainly in the main garden, we advise farmers to do 60 by 60, 60 centimeter between rows, 60 centimeter between plant. Yeah.
Again, maybe some, I know you saw Kongira Omulimi right to Romuka about cabbage and to Kuya.
Wale muno wa mulundo gundi moderator na BBSFM. Omutwe gutukubazaawo mpindukahinduka y'obwire era buli twamanya gashiwa deal wakabe January season emu omusanju ku 8 season ya kabiri tiniko baitu ati embeera y'obwire kayindukira kimu musana gufookera omusana kwa munywani wange abalizeewo embibo ekkula bwangu kandi ekugumira tolerant oba kuba enjura bwe kuba nti itekisigala nekwereza ekina kiwakutungire nk'omulimi kabeji kilimu nundi nyunda abaza bulwaire tiniko nja kubaza bulwaire nobuuka kulima kuona alime amali agabitalibanize birima byona atinga kabeji eno kilimu aliyo bulwaire butweta dumping off kamunasale majorly munasale bed
affecting ete kilimu munasale bed
osanga embibo bwekatuluketi tezini kwemezere anse akugulu ansa akola ansa ambere at the basement etulukirawo agendawo bunanka cells the tissues tandika okuoma then enyumolola akabigo olunda ka seedling ka kola njolola bagamba ni ka bendinga towards downwards.
Okay.
Baitu emibazi ziriyo bwana mumina bali munyakitu oba notandika nasale binayo emibazi omubazi gukuyamba kulolangi gutangire kirwaire kya dumping off kuba kweta tajiri etangira kulungi seedlings zaabwe nizikura kulungi zitataye banizo kirwaire ekyo kandi zisangira maduka wona.
Tajiri is a Swahili term tineko hatiwe kuona okigara mu lunyiro kikumanyisa ki tajiri
tajiri kire kigambo ky'Oluswahili kimanyisa obugaiga kumanyisa buli mubazi gujja kuyamba otatalibanizibwa obulwaire nibo nikobe kulungi obi mugaiga sente zitunge kulungi
so nikwa nkoleseze tajiri I'm likely to become rich
anti makuru gali nti ojja kutangira obulwaire tubula kutalibaniza ate ejuka dumping off bwekakutera mu nasale yali that is a knockout tojja you will not transplant anything so that is zero money for you and you will be poor.
Tajiri tukikosa mu stage ki
tajiri mulimu nkagambire ogikozesa nursery yes okutandika nursery then togarukira wonka ugenda even in the field after you've transplanted jukagulu mubazo gukutangira kandi nikiyola nigukiza bitumanyire major fungal infections nayo blight leaf spots uzikenga kurungezi so kusaza obutandika nago mu nursery bomara osimbulizo toire musi nuyongera guteraga notaburaga na manko zebionga
atira you are best in Masindi here if a farmer may need of tajiri ngifunire nkaha
tajiri eri maduka go na Masindi hano iwe buragenda wa M&J umugambi nkwenda tajiri rundo obugaiga ainago ugende mwa kinywa murara gulio farm supply farmer solution maduka gona mu Masindi kangambe mu Uganda yona gulio then rundi ni malira aliyo nakawuka katalibaniza cabbage yate eno kilimo mu rujungu baketa diamond back moth akawuka kadubura ebikora ugenda kusanga munda ne kagirire kagimazirewo so nako kaliyo kandi kali kamani muno katalibaniza baite mibaze liyo kanyoke naye akabazi kaba kweta benokab okubire kilimo F1 yawe tandika na benokab otere mutajiri then aliyo nogundi manko zibionka bagweta chemical kabeji zawe za kilimo zijja kula zitatalibanizibwa buka no bulwaire.
Okay. I think Kampo at least side to challenge katugene ma Sherifa we are talking about cabbage when agamba it is a drought tolerant. How about you when maize varieties of mina which one is a drought tolerant which will naseko
It can several varieties. The twin is drought tolerant. Twinayo DT Max, which is early maturing. Never okulura DT Max, drought tolerant.
Imitimina ya tajiri.
Ito Bensigo.
Okay.
Yes.
But as well, they can use tajiri kufuhira bicholi byanyu, spraying on maize. Can tajiri also work on maize?
Well, maize, actually maize is one of the crops with very few diseases.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, maybe aliyobuka. Ken, agirayo Emaron, kunira Madam Ken Gishagimanyiri.
Okay.
Kutangira bicholi kuliwo buko.
Yeah. Tugenda maize na ananka Aish.
Yeah, tuinayo DT Max, drought tolerant, tuinayo taboo. Though yo ekuba netwala kaire karairaho ku maturinga. Baitu yekuba nesagumira embeera tekwokebwa musana muno. Muruhanga bwakuba tuyambire tukafuna yenjura. Enenjura entaito yonke kuba nesagimara kola kurungi. Then besides ebicholi, tuinayo na varieties and vegetables promoting from east-west seeds. Nizo tuinayo nyanya, tuinayo butunguru, supayali, tuinayo cabbage, indica, tuina eggplant, ebiringanye, ajani varieties, zikola kurungi mu.
Many Naseco you only based on producing maize seeds only. You also have products as in Kura, Nyanya, Butunguru.
Yes, as it was promoting from East West Seed Company.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I have a farmer kuri Nyinezara Mugongo kuri Kijunjubwa. He was last hit by sunshine in season he planted early and we even injured Garukire Akura eventually they are not doing well. Which advice could you give to that person? Should he plow them off? Or there is a hope eventually very bitero musana ebihoto kere performing better provided with this rain that we are receiving now.
I have an example according to my demonstration gardens already. Zinyabyaire musana negwaka, but because of the rain ziri mu improving. So kwenda beno kunihira this rain eja mukonyera bicholi bya bisobole garuka.
Because I've seen many farmers who had planted maize, instead they have slashed them down and informed them into silage now for their animals.
Nekyakande kindi kikusikira stage kebicholi biro. Yes.
Okay.
Bekuba nibikyali bikusaba kuba nibikwataniza nibikura. Bali kuba bikuziroho, chances of survival ziri entaito mu.
Okay.
Yes.
Give an advice to someone who is yet planting this season at the moment. Which variety is specifically fit for this season?
Varieties specifically fit for this season. Varieties to in bazooka because it takes long. Kandi yo mwenu season yebandaira. Baitu ekizibu kye ina just kirikimu. It takes long kind of one or harvesting but what I can advise, varieties is very short maturing. Okusa kuba nokozesa longeten, okusa kuba nobyala DT Max. Yes.
Okay. Now, Kangarkuma, Mr. William, thank you so much. Kangarkuma, Mr. William, this man is best. I see him as a watermelon farm. Not so?
Yeah.
Because he likes so much watermelon like ladies.
So, wakulima tena nashukuru sana kuendelea kutusikiliza. Tunaenda kuongelea aina ya mmea unaitwa watermelon. Kwa Kiswahili inasema tikiti maji.
Tikiti maji.
Yes. So watermelon ni mmea ambao unahitaji kukuzwa kwa sehemu kuna joto kama area yote ya Uganda, Masindi, Boyale, watermelon itafanya vizuri. Kwa kampuni yetu ya Stakayas tuko na watermelon inaitwa Tiger F1 ambayo hukua kwa muda wa haraka sana kama siku 80 hivi ama miezi 2.5 hadi miezi 3 baada ya kupanda. Watermelon Tiger iko na uwezo wa kuvumilia magonjwa kama fusarium wilt. Iko na hiyo resistance ambayo tulikuwa tukisema kwa kampuni yetu tunafanya utafiti ili kuleta mbegu ambazo zinaweza kuvumilia changamoto ya climate change. So inaweza pia kuvumilia ukosefu wa maji. Kama maji ni machache sana, unaweza panda watermelon Tiger F1, but we always recommend whoever is doing all these horticultural crops for business, you must at least have an irrigation facility that will be able to safeguard your crops in the event the rains disappear for more than 1 week. Yeah, okay. Much as we are breeding for resistance to drought, the resistance can only be up to a certain extent. And we are talking about farming as a business. So if you're in the real business, we don't want you to do a lot of gambling. So a farmer should be able to plant a crop that he is assured that he's going to take to the market by also having a standby irrigation facility to enable that farmer to produce that crop. So watermelon tiger can produce very big fruits, like up to between 9 kilograms up to 14 on average. And it is very sweet and has very tough skin, can be transported over a long distance. Yeah.
Maybe we talk about varieties. How many varieties of watermelon seeds do you have, and the quantity of seeds that fits in an acre?
Mwanzo tulikuwa na ile mmea ilikuwa inaitwa OPV, open pollinator varieties. Tulikuwa na sugar baby, alafu tukawa na crimson sweet. Hizo ni open pollinated, sio hybrid. Alafu tukaja kufanya utafiti, tukaleta watermelon tiger ambayo sasa hiyo ni ya kisasa.
That again is a bit scary because we had sugar baby. Now we brought in the tiger again.
Yeah, so if you look at the market, it used to have a preference for the dark-skinned melons before. But over a period of time, it is changing towards the zebra type. Okay. And now the reason why we went back to research and we came up with tiger is because the market also needed it. And that is what is able to also resist the drought conditions very well, and it is also very sweet to taste.
Okay.
Yes.
Now talk about the quantity and the market ways. How are we standing?
So the seed rate for Tiger F1 we require 500 grams in 1 acre, and a farmer should be able to target at least 4,000 plants in 1 acre. Yeah. That 500 grams will be having there about 5,000 seeds in it. So the target is at least you must deliver 4,000 crops in 1 acre for you to be in business for watermelon. Because these zebra melons we normally recommend, like for each plant you leave at 1, we leave 2 and maximum 3 fruits per plant.
Yes. Why do you only leave 3 or 2 maximum plants fruit in a plant?
Watermelon has the tendency of being, if we would talk in genetic terms, it is a very fertile crop, but has a very short lifespan. So you see, the melon will tend to keep producing fruits even when it is almost going to die. So what we need to do is to limit the number of fruits so that it can be able to grow to the size that the market requires. Otherwise, if you let all the fruits grow, some will be very tiny. It will be like 1 kilo or 2 kilos, and that one will not be preferred in the market. Yeah, so you need to give it 2 fruits or maximum 3 for you to get the correct size to the market. And that is the reason why you now need to recover these few fruits by increasing the number of plants in 1 acre. Okay. So the spacing that we can recommend would be like, if you are planting 2 seeds in 1 hole, you can do 2 meters between rows, and you do 1 meter between plants.
What could be the recommended rate of spraying watermelon in a garden?
We say all the horticultural crops you need to have a weekly spraying program, and in this program it must be a religion or a ritual. Every week you must come up with one program that has 1 fungicide, 1 insecticide, and 1 foliar fertilizer. Okay. If it is during these rainy conditions, you can also add a sticker on it. So when it comes to the fungicides, there are those that have preventive action, like the mango zepes, the indoor fields, and there are those that have curative actions. Those ones that can work on the disease when it is already inside the plant. Yes, so the tajiris are one of them. Okay, so we insist that if you are in watermelon and you're doing it as a business, please follow a strict program of spraying that you must every week incorporate insecticide, a fungicide, a foliar fertilizer, and if possible, add a sticking agent.
Talk about the market side of the watermelon.
So the marketing of the fruits, now we see a lot of demand growing even locally here. Initially, the melons being produced in Uganda used to, I think 50% used to go to Kenya. But we see now even Uganda is really absorbing quite a lot at the moment. And also the prices here sometimes tend to be better than the ones that the Nairobi guys are giving to the local farmers.
Sure.
Sometimes. But at times, you see in Kenya, there's the advantage that the melons are bought per kilogram. Here, even those buyers from Kenya, they come here, they also don't buy by kilogram. They buy
a wholesale.
Fruit, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think let me first at least go a little bit commercial for some few minutes. Then we come back with our colleague. I think he will be now taking us back to Madi. In the other way around, we come back with Gucci.
Not
You don't want to
brother.
He's your brother.
You know that medicine, that agrochemical of Kenagro Emaro. It has been named after me. I'm Emma.
So you don't want to hustle in life.
No, okay. It's too much. I was a hustler, but not to his level.
Okay.
Verified hustler. Verified hustler. The name is
So next is tomato.
Yes, tomato.
So what does to use 5 minutes
kandi nikusangibwa mu maduka gonna emibazi omwihanga lyonna obulemi bwonna kozesa Benex extra strength Benex terinoongehala abaana abali hansi y'emyaka 12 obulumi obulala yeeyongera kiro mufumu mutendeke
Kwanjura sabuni yogunga ya White Star Magic. Sabuni yembaganiza ekwikaze ngoye zawe nizanga sana ikiro kyona. White Star Magic kasemeye kubura mbomezi bwawe nayeze ngoye kurungi eikazamu kahongo kandi yembaganiza ha mikono yawe. Sabuni ya White Star Magic ni yamfanya kandi nikusemeza.
Sabuni ya White Star Magic ni sabuni pia kenya kwine bakasinya mwengine kuraba bidimo. Sabuni ya rubiyangaro zawe komukazanya kuyumba omezi bwawe. Sabuni ya White Star Magic gisango maduka hamu no masupermarkets gona gakoli haihi no kwegara huyaka.
PBS, the People's Radio.
Okyawuliriza enteekaniza Omulimi Omugezi hati leka tusome.
Okay, okyali anteekaniza Omulimi Omugezi leka tusome tukyagenda mumaiso dakika nazo kututwala enziriga abantu tugeza okulwa nti twasanga mental fixing buli kyona at set okwantu leka tugende omusajja ono mu Madi atugambire enyanya tuzikwasire bulingo ki. Just in some few minutes you summarize for us tomato plant and what could be done at the moment, maybe from bedding to transplanting. In summary, then how should we control the pest? Control of pests.
Well, that's great. Before I go to
My mother tongue, my colleague left a very important thing about watermelon.
What is that?
You know watermelon? It's just sugar and water. And that can tell you about its name. But climate change is an excellent gift to watermelon farmers. Why? Because this climate change is two ways. Too hot, too cold. And at the moment we're experiencing the too hot with dry spell. That's the best season for watermelon farmers to make money.
Okay.
If you want to be a billionaire during with watermelon farming as a business, this is the chance to maximize. Why? Because when it's hot, I bet you I'm a man, but you cannot sustain a girlfriend in a restaurant without watermelon at this hot time.
Sure.
Yeah. And if you're such a struggling hustler who is a bit broke, instead of taking girlfriend to the supermarket, grow watermelon, take her in the garden, then they pick fresh watermelon and eat the whole watermelon. Nobody can compete with you. That's the unique thing with this fruit called watermelon.
Sheriff,
Come on, be honest, my dear.
Is it true musanye kyagambire nti watermelon ekulibata muno obwire bwa misana anavuta gasi nti bakazi nibo besingira instead okutwala mu restaurant ukamusaba watermelon kila kutwale mu farm? Is it true nti mulayingira on watermelon?
Yeah, he's right. Because I also want something in plain.
So please, visit my watermelon garden this evening, and you see the romance.
I'll be there.
And that's Tiger F1. Tiger F1 is so sweet, but then the unique thing is it doesn't have too much water. And our girlfriends do not like eating things and then it drops on them all over. We don't have that opportunity to change clothes constantly. No, that water, we make them drink the water, but the sweetness they get from our melon. You get that? Eh? Yeah.
Okay. Let us summarize.
Yeah, now, let me go back to my mother tongue and speak about the tomatoes a bit. Then I will also summarize it in English, okay? Manzo anyo posi, madi baronzi madi enjoy triangulini adriaro BBS FM merikari. Majukanya tirarani maruna piko Emmanuel kiamvu bambuka mwe ematimbazi. Ongomasi ngwene erwazi yaigo kena grorudo jo emaron. Maswe maron oda maruni vo amakusi chemicals unongwa emamectin benzoate ongo emana bando maruni. Disiledi kansandro sokwebani. Madia nyiri aloranza bayro ide carrera raikira to porre diari izuta madudeka mata jole olinga dri ini ro olinga driaru city anezilero onde tubiora mvu basale mvu ari yote amala kusi olinga driaru nzoe ya bari Masindi de akosaidzi ni olinga ne Uganda ni uruwe siriga olinga box ya luninyesu wa garera ni kwa silinga 1,100 Nzara ni 100 na dito uradzo vwa queen ko ya ndi 1,100 to usa box gawa ongo olinga yeti ya garo kwa box nyiti ko gemi wari olinga ungole star 965 we ani nazo iba kilo dre ano walo di garara ni ka kilo ese mi alumudina nzara ni kese mi alumudia zia hepo ya olinga nyidudri tu deri ko saro me kilo ndi drazo di draw box ya koba box ko gemi miongo bamvu bambu olinga de sakare kai drinzila ko posi kita lo sorere olinga de tromesulere kai tu atsiri miwa epo ya zokare nyiru ne ganye yuso pavoaru drieruwa ni sase iya di zokoro sisamo kubanye sulere pelerendro ongo ko vule dira olinga ano ana aloa didi zuma di outro amvu bambu erikori Driarwa ditajo climate change kusavuria mikare chobeni beni tovuria mie toru beni ni terikare deni eiko dinza kurgo diandaku dre ya dikanza kuso diandaku seka dringo kwen tali dribore ni volokari tine laza oriti volokari tro inyaile amaku situ iyo diandaku Obuke nyai terere tali drisiti tokai bori ya bini volo kazo na ivolo ko wana ivolo ko funa ivolo ngo kazo na ivolo joran iyo dinza ka naivo voati avuaru ka dimbo kwela za bacteria dri fogono dri tine olinga bari de ivolo jo de sisa idiani de si oringo pe olinga la fonyi sa wari kola komila zawa komitali dro ribari de ivolo karitiwa au sidro nyase ikwere anini nyangasi nyi kusaru pausure aniri sinyini uteta masale digamo mukubandari derongo olinga ngu amusalera rila foma sundere aniri star 965 we amata jo opodi tradusi masama madia loa ide de lo rigari yesu company driaro area eto yote ma ya oreniazi ma yeru atiazi ki aru lonzako suiri adiri iunziri adiri ani utekizi tinajua bangu kwa remo pele already la foru ndare anire. Let me now come to English. We are talking about climate change, and climate change is a reality. But then, how do farming practices adapt to the challenges posed by climate change? This is not a virtual reality. And we don't farm online, we farm on ground. So you will find the problem on ground. Even if BBS FM is amplifying the impact of climate change online, but the challenge will be experienced on the ground. That's where we are farming. And because of this, farmers have to be so intelligent and wise. Wisdom has accrued over time because of challenges that hit us as farmers. So we have to be wise and also intelligent in making farming decisions. Because in climate change we get extreme dry spell or extreme wet season. And when it's extreme dry, we call it drought. And when it's extreme cold, we call it flood. So at the end of the day, what happens is that when it's much dry, water will not be enough for the plants to manufacture their food through a process called photosynthesis. However, crops grow faster when there is less rain and much sunshine. Why? Because it is water with the carbon dioxide that gives the carbohydrate that plants use for growing. Then water becomes a limiting factor.
I think let me give some also to explain. Give us some little bit guidance on what spraying. In fact, as far as this conference concerned, because I'm seeing next the time our time is now almost off.
Malira moderator. Mfunira ye nyanya. Teyawukanye ya watermelon. Mr. William yabalizeoga. Ina kurorango kozere schedule. At least every 1 week no spraying. Buka mu nyanya buba wingu zitalibaniza ebite mibazi ziriyo linga kagambiro ino kutozo bwobuka oteke makastika then no gunsana ogutangire kibabuko oterera mu nakastika nibo gurayikarawo mu busumi bwenjura nkabona nyanya buko butalibaniza munalyo tweta strips aliyo akawuka kayaka kaba kweta tuta mu nyanya y'ubunyanya lwetu wasta baite mibazi zona ziriyo ka benocab ekolera tuta emaron ekolera strips utabuye mu nakastika obwire tubitina bingi byokusomesa abalimi
summarizing turage. I think our time is off.
Ni malira
you sign out.
Sima moderator na BBS FM okutereza kagisa kano okusomesa abalimi baitu.
Okay, sign out.
Asante sana wasikilizaji kwa kututegea, na ukitaka kuwasiliana na mimi nambari yangu ya simu ni 0776 63 6040.
Okay, Sherifa, sign out.
Malina Msima mno BBS Radio na moderator waitu, and I send my regards to my family and my mentor Jasper Ochen Naseko.
Okay, Ole, sign out.
Meta point Karaman for BBS Radio, Kidon Joshua for Mater.
Okay, lastly.
Banzo anyoposi madiamvu soka BBS FM Nerikari and Zoposi.
Okay, goodbye. Catch next week.
Habunyoro Broadcasting Services, Papa Saje, Nana Mwana Katonyeza Ibiri, Bam
Abanyarwanda baterera kwikara bulindara bukuchoka kikwe kino kinyakuma kikianipa nikichoka kule muyanga area India. kandi rugatu kugiranzwa n'ebintu n'ebintu mu mahanga Uganda egenda kuba nayo akasente kona kajya kwigani kasasuzibwa abazaire mu masomero aga gavumenti. Ekitongole kigiranzibwa n'eby'obuwangwa kirugire kyaragira okutendebwa kw'ekyombeko ekimu omukulu mu Rutovu zirundike mu kitongole ekinyakumeka ky'amayanja Kato Wetland. Ngajeni yange wasiba hotanya kutuliriza esaza ikamukaga ezihango yakanagwa ekani mkwereka bikonitwa kiragana tujaga kutunga amakuru gaita gomyo nyakitara itemuri otugamba ntabaraga initibetana kandi ngabukabukya bakusomera banyita brother Richard akikya iranga ikaru chulano werkase buli kimu nsobole kuba tininga kwikiyaho ombwijwire. Abakalimagezi ndiki abakuguma mu mahanga Uganda burugwe barabura mu Uganda okwikara bulindara kakulinde wakane nibagamba nti akuchwekera akakwetebwa kanipa nikachweka kule mu ihanga erya India kandi kali kauka akomutalibaine muno. Abakuguma bakurabura nibagamba nti kakizibu nti Uganda ere mwana manga kiasinge kuba ni gazuri birwaire nkalo ndike obukanka buno bulete ndwara ekandi balengo kuba ni burwanisa baitu kandi kyala mandibule bukwatwa akauka kano akuba nti ekwatagana muno n'amahanga nyamwenge muno okwetorola ihanga lya Uganda ekikusobola kuba nikigiretera okuba nerumbwa akauka kano. Agatu kutunga gakuleka nti etwali lya Masiri mukanye nyakumeka lya Kerala kule mu ihanga lya India agatu kutunga kuleka nti amasomero gakingirwe n'emirimo zakingwa utali n'endi batazine zakatwara abantu bona zari za public transport naza asobora kuba nizemerezebwa n'ekigende kyokurura nti batangira okularanga okwakauka kano. Hali kikire kirukya n'abantu abari kwingana rusange babaire bakebirwe kandi bali bona babasanga baina mwaka kano akanipa akakyasingire kuba kali kamalo buka obwo mutali baina muno bukuleta endwara. Agatu kutunga gakoleka nti obukururwa obwo akauka kano omuntu akwatwa omusujja ogw'amaani muno n'ateerwa omutwe kandi n'atemwatema omubiri oteerwa n'okutanaka kandi kino kikuba nikimanyisa n'asobola kuba n'atunga okutalibanizibwa kw'amaani muno n'ombikiweka bye ebyokwekya. Amakuru gakoleka nti akauka kano kakabanza kuzuulwa omwaka gwa 1999 nikazuulwa mu bantu abana abanyakurura empuno mu ihanga lya India oteerwa n'abantu abandi abanyakwikara hali irundikyo mu bisolo gamba nku mu ihanga lya Malaysia oteerwa n'ihanga lya Singapore. Abakalimagezi bakolemera mu bagamba nti Uganda kakibenta ino obusobozi bw'okusobola kuba nibuzoora endwara nkazi nukano okwirwaniza baitu kandi inakuba nebanja egendereza muno hakuba nti eikara nekwatagana n'amahanga nyamwenge muno kino kigiteeka ndebalebo ez'okwatwa akauka kano akanipa akanyakucyukira okuli mu ihanga erya India. Ebyo mbiteekera alubajja amakulu agandi agatokutunga gakoleka nti gavumenti eyina entegekezo okulura kimu nti akasente kona kaikani kasasuzibwa abaana bakusoma amasomero gana ga gavumenti geetaga UPA bakayo kandi abantu bagenda kwali bakiwera kusasula gonga n'okukikubairi siringi 10 niko kandi minisitule okugiranzibwa n'ebyenegeza esobole kuba n'erasula buli kasente kona akakwetaagisibwa omusomero. Amakuru gakoleka nti omulembezi Museveni ez'emmaliro ky'okwatwa okw'amaani muno n'agamba nti kino ekyokuwa abaana ensimbi kiri kimuwera ebintu binyakuleetereza abaana nyamwenge muno okuruga mu masomero bataka bali kuba bamalirira emisomo yaabo. Anyakugwera kamishona kujunaanizibwa n'amasomero gana ga senior mu rwatwa ebyenyegesya n'ebyemizannyo Mr. Moses Musingo arwega soba n'agamba nti ensonga nibakamala kuba nibagyahanura n'omulembezi w'ihanga kandi kaire kona bwe kwetali ntanya kaita byanjo kikugenda kuba nikiteekwa omunkora. Amakuru gakoleka nti akaire kano gavumenti esasula emitwalo 200 buli mwana kandi zino ziri za buli mwaka hala abaana bakusoma mu primary ndikyo masomero g'omusinge kandi gala abanyakulu mu senior namuno O level buli mwana muturukia ensinde zikungana ngana emitwalo 250 mu nsi z'Uganda kandi zino ziturukya buli mwaka. Ebyo mbiteekera alubajja amakulu agandi agatukutunga gakoleka nti n'ekigendo ky'okulwa nti balinda entobayizi ez'ihanga lya Uganda kiri ekitongole kino ekijunaanyizibwa n'okulinda ebyobuwangwa kyekyo kya National Environment Management Authority omubugufu NEMA kiragira okutindulwa omubuwango muno okwekyombeko kimu ekya kampuni nyakumenke ya Ice Love Company Limited kuli Nsangi mu Kyengera Town Council mu Nyamasaza eya Wakiso. Amakuru agatukutunga BBSFM gwakwoleka nti kampuni eno ekasangwa esingirwa omusango gw'okwombeka agato mu kutu ebiragiro ekyombeka ekikooto muno n'ekyombeka kulu mu lutobayizo lunyakumenko lwa mayanja Cattle Wetland System. Abakugu mu kukwasa ebiragiro mu kitongole kino kya NEMA gyete Environmental Protection Police Unit nibo bahira omulimo guno gw'okusindula ekirombe kino kandi bakikola mu bwangu muno hanyuma ya NEMA kurugayo ekakola okulambula ebyo bikwezi bikaba 10 omwezi gwa Mukolantaike omwaka guno gwonyene 2023. Okutereeza kwoleka nti kampuni eno ya Ice Love ekaruga yakiwa ekiragiro ekyo 10,153 kwakiweka namba 5 ekiragiro ekikulu ekinyakulema ebyobuhangwa n'obumenyi Uganda kule mu kitongole ekya NEMA. Amakulu gakwoleka nti Dr. Akankwasa agatukutunga kwoleka nti Dr. Akankwasa Barirega anyakukula ekitongole kino ekya NEMA arugasoba nagamba nti bali nibabaga ekiragiro ekiraba nikirema kumara gombeka ebyombeko nyamukoto nkabino omuntu bazindeke omu bisaaro nabo ensonga egyo NEMA erigeyererika kampuni eno ya Ice Love Company Limited egale n'olutobayizi luno nkobulwa kabalire kuruga kale nakara wala batali bokutunga emitali baine. Okyawuliriza amakulu ku luganda Zabuni Broadcasting Services kyenana munana kutonza buli fama nitukuweereza ku luganda mu rubuga lwa Masindi kandi Amerika n'esango mbukamu bwabuli bukitara bw'okuliko mu rubuga Masindi notusange mu kasozi ka Kijungu ikiriza nkwambula kwa makuru gaita gakuruga kuli nseeri eya mayanja. Otokuganda okulu mu yange ya Kenya gatukutunga gali makulu marungi monalaba ne Uganda. Kenya yagamba nti ngagumala emiringo y'ekorra nti enkolagano mu nsonga z'okusuubula nayo sobola kuba nehangaro kandi eba yamaani muno basazira okuba ne balina emisolo enyakuba nayo wali konteina zona ezikutawo mu yange ya Uganda nezeekonyeza omwalo guno ogwa Mombasa. Ekitongole kino ekinyakujunaanizibwa n'emyalo kulo mu yange ya Kenya kyete kya Kenya Ports Authority kirugyo kyakiraniza kugamba nti gigenda kuba nikiyaha sente ezikwinganangana 30,000 mu nzimizi ekiramba nangumazi za dola ezinyakuba nisasula mu buli konteina kutawo mu yange ya Uganda kandi zimuzingana ngalo kwa 12 mu nzimbe Uganda bagamba nti kino bakikoze kurura nti bayangulira obusubuzi hagati y'amahanga gombi. Okusikira omukulu akujunaanizibwa n'ekitongole kino kya Kenya Ports Authority Captain William K. Ruto Afni arugoga yasoba nagamba nti omulukwatwa olubayikalira gati ya gavumenti ya Uganda na Ministry of Management n'ensonga ezaheeru Uganda yayebembeirwa omuwandiiki w'oluterekero Vincent Bagire bakarugoye bakiranzira bagamba nti manalukwa emisolo eniyo neyibwe wali konteina zonna ezikutawo mu yange ya Uganda. Captain Afina akasobola nagamba nti Uganda likyali ihanga enganja niyawo muno mu nsonga ez'okusuubulana nabo ensonga egiye kubateeka emisolo tikiri kintu kirungi muno gonzera akake kikuteekwa kuba nikiyibwaho. Omukulu ono akongera yasobola nagamba nti ekyokuya emisolo nikigenda kuba nikikonyera emihendo y'ebintu okukeera kimu atali kuwenanika kandi kikatalibaniza abanansi lumiki abanyamahanga gano abiri gombe. Ninsembera kuregera amakuru gaita byesa mukago gwe yangu ya kanagwa ikiriza ngaruka mu binyakwizirege bigebembire. Abanye Uganda basabire kwikara bulindara nga kulinde wakame abo kuchweka kwa kakwa kana kanyakumenka ka nipa kule mu ihanga area India. Kandi Ministry of Justice banebenyegezo mu ihanga ya Uganda irangiye gamba ntegenda kuya kasente kona kanyakwika nikasuzibwa abazaire kakibese n'ibiri 10 kandi akasente kanu kiraki yetagisibwe niye gende kuba nekasasura ni ku mwana wa Uganda asobole kuba nasoma. NEMA eragiye kutindura ku kyombeko kimu kule mu lutobayizo lwa mayanja Cattle Wetland abokuba kikombe kwa gati omukuchwe biragiro. Ikulizo zingwira mukago goyangu ya kanagwa kandi ko garuba tagati omusomi mbayiro brother Richard akiki irango takata kali ka radio atayindira mpera kundi ndire kangaruke na birango.
Amakuru omulimi Rutoro Habuna Broadcasting Services Papa Search endana munana katonyeza ibiri paman
PBS
the People's Radio.
Kabalega Foundation abo nabanyoro kitara kingdom bakuleta ile Kabalega Run yemyaka 10 yokuchikobo manzi nekitisa kya Kabalega engendero kyokuruka kutumbule byenyegeso nokuseka abana batayine fees Kabalega Run ejo kubera ukwezi musanjo kwezi kwa 10 akisaikia boma kutarika na sai 12 nekitweka zanyenki akara omujoro ndiki kiti yawe mtuwa ibiri nekitweka zonka nusobora kusanga rwediero rundiki mu offices za Kabalega Foundation luhaga hoima city otunulire Asia Gita Zur Clinic kanenya bakotaka kuseka kuleka ebintu nokuba mu mbiro zero eza Kabalega Run zibukoze musanjo kwezi kwa 10 nimusoro kutere sibuziru ko mwehandikise 0 musanjo mukaga ina sanjo na 5 wana na 2 atanda mwenda 0200 mwenda 00 mwenda 3